Hello everyone, Turtlelags here, back with another Reverse 1999 video. I accidentally started the character story for Shamane, but we haven't gotten too far. Basically what's happened so far is that Shamane, he was wandering in the wilderness and he finally found probably like a river to get some water. And this is the young Shamane, as you can see here. And so basically I'm going to play through Shamane's entire character story, and there will be some puzzles that I'll be solving along the way. I like to record this kind of content because for the memories, right? Because even though limited events may reappear in the future, it's nice to be able to capture these memories, especially the moments in which I play through this for the very first time. Oh, and I moved my camera to the top corner, that way you guys can read the text here.
Let's see how much farther you can take me.
The deity's face is smeared with beast blood, seemingly warning those about to enter the forest. A handful of wounds is placed on it.
After all the poisoned arrows, deadly traps, and the fierce animals.
Fingers without nails brush over the deity's eyes.
This face even looks welcoming to me, my friend.
He raises his hand, snaps off a thick branch, and staggers into the lush forest. Oh, why can't I see anything? The fog is really thick. Hopefully my ears will serve me better than my eyes. Oh, there's a river over there, but the water looks really turbulent. But the flow of the river is much slower now. Go forward based on the objective. If you complete additional objectives en route, you will receive additional rewards. Okay. Looks like this won't be an easy journey. Alright, fine, watch your step. Keep an eye on Shamane's HP. When all 3 HP are spent, Shamane will perish. Okay, danger lurks in the forest. Thorns and carbuncles will hurt Shamane and reduce HP by 1. The king carbuncle roaming in the forest is extremely lethal. Try to stay away from it. Every area is divided into 2 sectors. Entering the boundary lets you enter the next sector, but there will be no going back. Low rocks can be easily pushed aside, but the rocks cannot be moved if something else blocks its way. Okay, Shamane can smash aside branches on the way. Reach the destination to rest. Okay. So we want to... Okay, we can push that. This reminds me of Pokemon for some reason. You know when you push the boulders to navigate inside the cave? The river splits the land in two, like a crack in the canyon, turbulent and icy, never to be mended. Without a doubt, the rapids will sweep away anything that steps into the current, while the remains will become a feast for the fishes, continuing to nourish this forest.
It's not wise to wade this river.
He looks at the river's source and its destination with no end in sight. Crouching down, he reaches his right hand into the rapids, but he frowns solemnly, withdrawing his hand.
Seems like I'm not welcome here either.
Bowing his head, he looks back at the way he came. After a long while, he turns and faces the river, taking a deep breath. Splash. He jumps in without hesitation.
Just walk it off while you still can. Nothing to complain about.
Bye, thanks for the lift. You may have crossed the water, but you'll need to swim out of the river. You may find firewood, but you've got to start the fire. Traverse the great boulder. We should move on to the next location. Where did it come from, and how did it end up here? Massive, immovable, anyone who sets their eyes on it would wonder about these things. The huge boulder, carved with strange patterns, is wedged in the crevice, by accident or not, blocking the only way forward. It remains motionless, leaving only a gap the size of a fist. It looks a bit taller than the sacred fig tree at home. He pats the rock. Its smooth touch seems especially unfriendly now. It's not as easy to climb as that tree. He looks for footholds on the boulder and moves up it skillfully, climbing bit by bit with his right hand. The boulder below suddenly begins to shake. Along with the strange movement, the patterns on the boulder emit light. The boulder shaking intensifies until it jolts and throws him off violently. On the ground, a cone-shaped bone shard stands sharp, predictably piercing his calf. Blood soaks the lead cloth. How is this rock? An unforeseen obstacle. Bearing the pain, he forcibly digs out the bone shard. Phew, quite the temper. Of course. Another obstacle. He probes carefully, leaving a drop of blood on his fingertip from the thorns. The blood-red thorns have grown rampant. Within the thicket, numerous skeletons can be seen intact. The blood-soaked soil has turned dark crimson. This seems to be its sustenance.
Seems like you've been feasting in the past years.
The fingers avoid the tips, instead grabbing the coarse branches between the spines.
I wonder what your teeth can do to the stones if they couldn't even break up human bones.
He gathers a pile of pebbles, picking out the hardest and sharpest rocks. The rock held high crashes down on the thorns, shattering sections of branches, Bright red sap splatters on his arms in a speckled pattern.
Almost done.
Man, Shamane's in survival mode right now. The thorns on their last legs, Shamane reaches in with a stick, prying open the broken thorns and squeezing it sideways with his body. But the thorns seem to sense the foreign intrusion and swarms around, their hooks piercing his ankles, abdomen, and aiming for his eyes.
Oh.
The lone right hand grips the climbing branches tightly. At the very least, I can't stop here. The spikes pierce deep into the skin. He moves forward, disappearing into the thorn bushes. Whew. After a day's bitter journey, his exhausted, battered body finally reaches a quiet place. The scab wounds ache faintly. He swallows a mouthful of bloody saliva, trying to deceive his howling stomach. Nearly there.
Nearly there.
He looks up, the sky spinning in his eyes. Without any warning, his heavy eyelids droop. The sky draws its curtains. Freezing darkness swallows the hills, invading his body, and soon his consciousness sinks into a dense darkness. He collapses to the ground like a cut log. The faint sounds quickly are dispersed by the wind and snow, disappearing into the woods. To be continued. Man, what an introduction. I hope things are better for him in the near future, because he's a good guy and shouldn't experience hardship all the time. Reduced to ashes. He vaguely hears a woman crying helplessly. The sound of her trembling vocal cords is familiar. Oh no. The smell of burning wood rushes into his nose, and he hears a crackling sound beside his ears.
Huh? This again.
He sees flames ablaze, engulfing the house before him, black debris floating before his eyes. He stands before the dilapidated house, shadows covering his face, a sense of suffocation like the day the fire started.
I won't fall for this again. I will stand here and watch you burn to ashes.
What if this is real? A voice whispers to him. The same voice to which he once sacrificed his left arm in a state of despair. Thus Morponk was spared, but the powerful Sharma was no more in this world. You can still make a choice. The wooden door in the house collapses, sparks splashing on his face, painful, scalding, then doused by tears. Sweat streams down his dirty face and he clenches his fists. This may be the last chance, you know. You try to abandon it all, to forget everything and numb yourself with physical pain, but the meaningless questions still swirl endlessly in your head. But is it really meaningless? These beams are all on fire. They're scorching hot. There's got to be a way around them. Locate lucky survivors of the fire. That's one survivor. He used to look down on the family, disregarding his mission and wasting his outstanding talents. A veritable Eden, where arcanists and humans could coexist without hierarchy, that should be the shared future worth pursuing. He had never wavered in this belief.
Father!
Oh, shoot. Okay. The crippled man supports himself on the table, sits on the floor, and leans against the wall. The burning wood crashes down thunderously, shattering the table inches away. But the man is indifferent.
The bill, you dumbass!
This isn't what we agreed to. Look at this fire. It's reaching our house.
I have no idea.
Weren't we supposed to throw all the bottles out? Those guys didn't tell us any of this. Forget it. Let's run. They stand in front of the gate, as if watching a circus act gone wrong. These are your trusted human friends, good child. His father's voice echoed in his mind. The guilt and grief have subsided over time. Only the deep-rooted hatred remains. He goes over and tries to support the old man on the ground, as he had done time and again in his nightmares.
We don't need you here.
Rejected once again, his father's dignity and grace didn't fade in his memory, even after his death.
You are no longer a Shama. Take your hats off me.
I wonder if Shamane's in a dream right now.
Your mother and I, the entire family, have invested years in your education. Yet you have let us down.
Before this, even when he was estranged from the clan, they never doubted him. Rather, they saw him as a wayward child. You think our reluctance to interact with humans is just stubbornness? You think we shut those humans out to cling to our land, intimidated and afraid of losing this so-called dignity? Pushia, human friendship has blinded you, yet we have tolerated your childish ignorance many times. We always hoped you would turn back and understand it is not so simple, that this is not a rift you alone can mend. He shakes his head, his last bit of strength spent. His throat chokes up as he tries to utter those undelivered words.
I can give everything back to you, as long as everyone gets out of this place. Out.
Without looking up, a broken beam falls across his eyes. Blood flows on the ground, mirroring the recurring scene from the nightmares that have haunted him since that day. Man, that's so sad. Search for the mother. The fire is coming this way. No, I've got to stop all this. Jumping over a burning beam removes 1 HP. Every round fire will spread according to the number of steps moved. Fires are lethal hazards. Water in the clay vessels can be used to put out the fires and stop them from spreading. Shamane can push clay vessels in the way, but the broken pieces will block the way. Okay. Oh. Oops. Oh, I don't know how to solve this, guys. Hold on. Let me backtrack to the very beginning. So I push that there, I push this there. Maybe I should just jump over these things. Just get out of here. Yeah, there we go. The hall becomes a sea of flames, and in the crackling and sputtering elegy of the fire, he hears a woman's prayer. Her voice is terribly familiar, reminding you of the lullabies that accompanied you through every punished night of your childhood. Kicking open the locked door, he sees the servants lying on the ground.
Come, Mama.
I can carry you out.
The white elephant will look after your soul.
And place you on a bed of warmth where you shall attain eternal serenity. She clasps the servant's hand, granting him final peace. Bhagat finds the arsonists in the backyard and vows to stop them. But they came prepared. Those Molotov cocktails and weapons are not the likes you've seen before. It must be that group's bidding. These are things humans can't normally access. Who are they? Mother, tell me. Mother closes her eyes, shaking her head. Blood keeps gushing from the servant's neck. Bhagat always told me that this is not your fault. I said I understand. I know that you've always been a good child. Her frail, pale hands are drenched in blood.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I didn't know they would do this. No one ever told me. But his mother speaks no more. No matter how he tries, her body remains still. He looks around for ways to extinguish the flames. Turning back, a figure stands in the courtyard. He strides over in disbelief, stumbling. I think I messed up because I don't have enough HP to go through this. Oh, I can do that. Cool. Oh, that's what we were talking about, extinguishing the fire. Oh, shoot, I don't have enough HP. Have to be very careful. One false move can be the end. Ooh, I had to make this count. Uh-oh. If I move this, it'll block the way. If I do this, it'll put out the fire. Okay. Should I put out that fire or keep going? The burning sacred fig tree, the collapsing houses. She watches it all with delight, as if enjoying it.
The sister?
Oh, the sister did this? Why are you here?
Oh, now you see me as your sister.
And calling me like
I remember you were this tall.
She casually gestures around her thigh.
What?
The day the manor gates closed before your eyes. Was this sacred fig tree so tall before? As for why I'm here, you should know best. You know I had nothing to do with this, but you think I'd enjoy it, so you let me into your head to watch, right? Well done. You do know me after all. Oh, she entered his dream? She caresses the charred bark, indifferent to it all.
Don't look at me like that.
They want you to save them. I'm just an insignificant arcanist wielding shoddy skills. As the words leave her lips, flames erupt once more, consuming the last pillar of the manor.
Huh?
Okay, let's get out of here, guys. You've come again. Oh, sorry, guys. Nothingness, shrouded in a veil of mist, a pure and unblemished white space.
Where am I?
That's unimportant.
What?
You dragged me into a nightmare again? Your soul always longs to return. A white elephant emerges from the mist, standing before him solemn and dignified. It's you. What else will you take besides my arm? Come take it. Besides this body, I have nothing left to give you. Its figure slowly fades away. Man, we're only 2 stages in and it's already so intense. Like, this is way more interesting than Colabona's story arc, university arc. Alright, let's keep going. Fangs and Fists. Intense pain awakens his consciousness from the chaos. Flames, the elephant, they're just illusions. His aching abdomen, the herbal paste on the wound gives off a pungent smell.
Huh?
He sits up. Animal bones hang on the walls, the rough wooden table and shelves filled with all kinds of jars. A mask hangs from ropes at the center of the house. Its face is fierce, showing unquestionable authority.
Now I am on the right track.
A note is weighed down by a rock on the chair. Close the door. The owner isn't a warm-hearted fellow then. But rejection is never the issue. All he has left now is patience. He gets up and pushes open the creaking door, stepping across the threshold. He needs to quell his hunger first before the owner returns. Doesn't look as docile as rabbits. I'd better stay away from it. Defeat the carbuncle in the stone circle. Defeat the carbuncle in the stone circle. Okay. I do this? Out of range. Oh, I thought I could challenge it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Oh, interesting. Okay, hold on. That wasn't quite the outcome I... Oh my god. Sorry guys. Oh, I need to break the branch here first. Uh-oh. Defeat the carbuncles in the stone circle. Oh, yeah. How do I get across? I need to move this here, right? How do I do that? I need to break that branch. Oh. Haha, I'm actually smart. The stream flows steadily as a group of tars drink by the water. They look docile and clumsy, not alert in the slightest.
Okay.
He tries hard to ignore the pangs of hunger tormenting his stomach. The dagger turns lightly in his arms, in his palm, and his footsteps grow more cautious. Please keep drinking. A muskox abruptly looks up, its eyes meeting his. The shining dagger reflects in its slanted pupil. Like a snapped line, it scurries away in panic. The other musks respond to the escape call, running away one after another. In a flash, Shamane stands alone on the plains, like a lone sprig. Oh, he was hunting food, probably. He sits on a rock, heaving a long sigh. Okay, so... let me push this just in case. Scout ahead. Okay, let's undo that. Oh, I know. Ah, yes, here we go. He washes his grimy face, the icy water sobering him a little. If he goes deeper into the forest, perhaps he can fill his belly with some berries. If lucky, he may still get to prepare a meeting gift for that mysterious old shaman. Grace repays grace. One of the few useful teachings the clan left me. He casually picks up some pebbles and stuffs them in his pocket to keep the beasts away and knock berries off the trees.
Huh?
He frowns, keeping his distance, the pebbles on the ground arranged in a pattern like a spell.
What?
Is this? It's no longer intact because of his disruption. It looks like...
What?
Ow, what? He looks down and sees a furry carbuncle biting his thigh.
Huh?
Just where did you come from? He lifts his leg, swinging hard. The carbuncle flies midair like a fallen fledgling, crashing heavily into the soft soil. Shamane holds it up to his face, examining the tiny, strange creature. Suddenly, it quiets down, grinning meaningfully. Shamane turns his head. A group of carbuncles is charging ferociously towards him. Probably time for a battle.
Do we have to do this, little one? Shall we make a deal?
The squeezed carbuncle stares silently, seeming unwilling to let him go. Fine. Yep.
The hunt begins? At your command.
A brave decision. Everyone has their own destination. Hold on to that.
Nice.
Oh,
So we want to debuff first to make his ultimate do way more damage.
are we gonna do this? All right. Deep breath in. Ah! Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone.
Ultimate's back up.
Oh.
Okay.
Brave decision.
Debuff.
All right.
Oh wait,
Breath in.
I didn't really need to do that, but it's okay.
Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone.
Oh, okay.
All right, deep breath in. Everyone has their own destination. Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone.
Very nice.
This is not bad for a stretch.
A fierce battle ends with the carbuncles scattering away in leaps and bounds. Only one furball remains in place. It trembles all over, yet still stands tall before Shamane. ... Expressionless, Shamane raises a branch towards the furball, his long shadow falling over it, its fur drenched in fear. The branch swings down but lands elsewhere. Unable to withstand the fear, the furball scurries away whimpering. Dropping the branch, he brushes the mud off, his empty stomach hastening his steps. It's not time to stop yet, but he knows his exhausted body can't face any more turmoil. Man. Whoa, these puzzles are multi-level. Okay. There's a tree. Forests always nest packs of wolves. Oh my god. Berries were scattered around, but it was him who they were eyeing, baring fangs, growling low, and clearly unwilling to let him leave.
Come on then. Try me. Friends.
Of course, he can't fight the wolf pack. But right now, retreating and advancing are equally dangerous. Bluffing is also a philosophy of survival.
I will cut your warm belly open before you pierce my neck with those teeth and suck up my blood.
The alpha approaches step by step, the rest of the pack falling far behind. He takes out his dagger, legs instinctively in a battle stance. An opportunity. He steps back, breaking into a run, rushing into the woods. The sound of the wolves' pursuit is relentless, trailing closely behind. Huff. Got to think of something to hold them off. Escape from the ravenous wolves and reach the destination. We shall do that. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, what is this? Okay, hold on. Okay. So the trap's there. Break that. Break this. Push that. Yep. This is the end. Below the towering cliff lies a turbulent, narrow river. Vultures circle above, awaiting fresh corpses. He has nowhere left to retreat. The wolf pack halts. For this imminent meal, what they have to consider now is how to obtain it with the fewest losses. He closes his eyes, nostrils contracting as he inhales. If it can stop here. The pack attacks, but he releases the dagger in hand. Now any one of their claws can tear his body apart. Oh, A whistle sounds and the wolves pause, quickly retreating back to their original spots. Oh, it's the owner, maybe. A hunchbacked figure strides out of the forest, casually throwing the wolves some rotten meat. The alpha takes the meat, leaving silently with the rest of the pack. He turns his head slightly, his gaze sliding past the dagger on the ground and glancing at the figure standing at the edge of the cliff before heading into the forest without looking back. Shamane watches the hunchbacked figure leave further and further. Finally snapping out of shock, he jogs to catch up. To be continued. Alright, sweet. Stage 4 in humility. Although hunchbacked, the old man's steps are much faster than his. He moves casually through the shady, lush forest, as if walking through his backyard garden. Shamane drags his battered body, scrambling to chase after the hunchbacked man. It was you who helped me. The certainty in his words declares it no question. ... The old man ignores the youth's words, as silent as ever. His footsteps remain the same, seemingly oblivious to the panting growing heavier behind him, until he seems to notice something, stopping in his tracks. An injured vulture lies on the ground, its pecked eyes bloody.
Huh?
Shamane looks over the old man's shoulder, seeing the holes in the vulture's skull. This isn't appropriate, nor is it delicacy. It's all just instinct, and the shame that instinct brings makes his cheeks flush. Ahem, The old man pays no mind to you. He reaches out his rough bark-like hand, gently stroking the vulture. It trembles no more, pupils gazing up at him. Finally, the calmness of death descends, accompanied by flies, and he too leaves. The two continue walking in silence, one after another. Okay, find the shaman. Is that him? By the stone formation in the gully, a familiar silhouette sways lightly. Its black fluff bristles slightly. It's on alert.
Huh?
Ah, it's the one from before. The old man walks straight towards it. The furball bounces over and you see him bow slightly, placing a bunch of purple flowers on the formation. The tiny carbuncle happily hops, gladly making way. The old man shakes his head, flashing a light smile, and steps over the cleared path. The carbuncle dutifully returns to its original spot, continuing its alert glances. So I think the animals listen to the shaman. Or maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like I should give it something. Do I talk to it? Sincerity matters a lot in the communication with the critter. Okay, fine. Give it some food even though I need food. I don't know if I could have done that any differently. Okay, I must have pushed the wrong boulder. Okay, so... the trap was there, right? So what did I do last time? Okay. Yep. A wildflower. You can show your sincerity to the critter with it. We shall show our sincerity, guys. This is how we make friends. We give them flowers. The furry thing smells Shamane from afar. Without a word, it bites down on... oh my god. This creature needs to grow up, seriously. Fine. I should have been more courteous. Dude. He opens his palm. The little purple flowers drenched in blood and sweat, wrinkled beyond recognition, lifeless like the one who picked them. Ah. I saw he had something like this. Sorry, they got all... He tilts his body slightly and raises his left shoulder. I think the carbuncle understands it, releases its mouth, looking somewhat dissatisfied. But it's generous with him. The carbuncle reluctantly moves aside. Thank you. Wait, so the shaman...
You have done your part dutifully.
It's like the shaman's ignoring Shamane. He places the new adornment on the formation and catches up to the old man in the distance. Or maybe Shamane is learning from the shaman. The furball gazes at him as a silhouette grows smaller and smaller. Okay, let's move out. Oh, next room. Okay. So we want to dodge these dudes. Okay. These pigs. They paw away rocks, chewing the tender grass underneath. Without the noise of water, the tar's ears are especially keen. The slightest wind can make them alert. The long whistle pierces through the woods, gullies and streams, echoing across the deep mountains. The herd suddenly lifts their heads as one, looking at the old man above them, like a flock of loyal disciples. The old man jumps down, and the herd abandons the delicious tender grass below, scurrying after him. Join the herd. Follow the herd from behind. Let's join the herd. The man tries to blend into the herd, becoming one of the disciples. A stray lamb stops, looking at him with a hint of confusion. Am I bothering you? The lamb shakes its hooves, lifting its head. How effacing, letting the weak go first. The youngster helplessly drops a shoulder, continuing to trudge between the sheep hooves. The arrogant little lamb follows behind him. Disciples will be disciples. So those were lambs. Okay. I'm gonna push that there just in case. Oh, actually what I'll do is I'll break that branch. Alright. Do I need to break that branch too? Just in case, I guess. Actually, that was totally unnecessary, but... The wolf pack lies between the rocks, not bearing fangs or claws. Alpha wolf. The alpha straightens up, looking straight at the approaching old man. The old man's steps happen to stop not far from the pack. He slowly takes another step, as if breaking some boundary, and the alpha swiftly bearing fangs arching its back. I need to ask you to leave for a bit. The old man takes out a rope-like object, folding the small pouch on it. Putting in a stone, he swings his wrist. Clack. The rock shoots towards the pack, leaving an indent on the tree trunk behind them. Hearing the sound, the alpha's ears tilt back slightly. It twitches its nose, hesitating for a moment, then leads the pack to retreat to the sides of the rocks. The old man picks up the stone, sighing. His unforgiving silhouette keeps moving, his hands clasped behind his back as he gradually walks away. Shamane catches up, but the pack quickly scurries back, bearing their... Oh, okay. With their fragile fists, or perhaps you can find another way. Collect branches and stones to make a slingshot. Oh, I destroyed all of them. Oops. Oh no, sorry guys. Okay, I didn't know you needed branches to make things. In my defense. I don't understand why they couldn't let you just undo that part. Oh my god, I'm losing it. Wait, I did collect the branch already. That was the branch, right? So I guess I can just talk to them to make a slingshot. Tree branches, sheep wool, he cobbles them together. Oh, yeah, I had already gathered the materials. I didn't know that. I thought it was the branch that I broke. Here's hoping this bluff works. Grabbing a pebble, he places it in the leaf pouch and tries swinging it like the old man. Ha! The pebble flies high. Before it even lands, the alpha makes way and the wolves scatter. But the pebble hits nothing, flying endlessly, falling who knows where. I looked like that too when I saw the fire. The fear, well, I can't take credit for that. The path opens like an outstretched hand. Reach the wooden hut. Almost there. He can already vaguely see the outline of the cabin. His body is still panging with hunger. Another fruitless day. Fruitless, every day is fruitless. Man. At least this time I remembered to close the door. He doesn't know why he's back here again. He has no home. But what if? Could it be? He's ashamed to still be alive, but he's come this far, all in search of life's answer. The blurry outline ahead becomes clearer. Shamane sees the old man standing at the door of the cabin, gazing down at him and the forest behind him. He stops. The old man turns and enters the cabin. Yet the door remains open. His troubled thoughts dissipate, and he quickens his steps up the steep slope. To be continued. Wow, this is a really dark story, but it shows his struggles. So I look forward to when things turn out better for Shamane. I'm just gonna go. And I'll try to speak up a little bit too. Autumn winds batter the door, the fire quietly burning, gathering warmth. Inside, a bed has been conspicuously added, the hanging masks knocking into each other with a dull, clinging sound. In the house, the man twirls his dagger nimbly around the deer's neck, instantly slitting its throat open perfectly. Shamane can sing. The blade gently cuts between the muscles and fur, and in no time, with the crisp sound of the daggers dropping, the whole deer skin is peeled off. The blood-soaked right hand gently picks up the deer skin. He tilts his head, stepping on the skin's end with his right foot, proudly appreciating. Oh, he made his own clothes, okay. Let's see what the old man wants today. He releases his right foot, pulling the deer skin, and uses his relatively clean toes to pinch the note lying slightly out of reach.
Huh? What? No.
This old guy's serious? He bolts up, nearly punching a hole in the ceiling. Startled, the magpies behind the house. He really wants me to die in those woods. Shamane grumbles, but still washes the dagger clean in the basin and turns to put out the fire. Pushing open the wooden door, a strong wind blasts in, blowing over many jars. It's a gloomy autumn day. The skies are overcast and the forest is steeped in gold. Phew, let's go. It's the same old. Okay. Visit the river. Okay. I don't know what's beyond. There's probably an obstacle there. Okay, that did not achieve anything. Oh. In case that matters. Actually, I probably... Let's see. I probably took way too many extra steps, but... Oh my god. Oh. Haha, we went unscathed. Out of range. Okay. It remains, the pulse of the hills, ceaselessly night and day, dividing the land in two, like an insurmountable chasm. The gurgling waters surge forth, even more turbulent than before. Shamane steps barefoot into the river, steady as a boulder. So cold. He slowly submerges into the icy river until the waters pass over his head. Inside the endlessly turbulent river, it's as tranquil as the womb. Here, the ripples vanish, the bottom clearly visible. The river tenderly receives Shamane, enveloping him. ... This river was once called Krupi. It's said those close to her can obtain her gifts on the riverbed. He opens his eyes. Below in the river, the glowing aquatic plants flourish like stars in the water. Thank you. Shamane reaches out, gently plucking one. By the time he returns ashore, the waters are churning once again. The river acknowledges the offer. Okay, let's break the branch first so we have more options. Seems good. Oh no, what did I do? Okay. Another old friend long unseen. It sits here enduring storms and invading winds. Despite the erosion of time, it doesn't budge an inch. Stubborn, obstinate, rigid, indifferent to all criticism.
Huh?
Oh, you used to be this small? He raises his solitary arm, trying to measure its change. I remember back then you were at least 5 or 6 trees wide. After I left, you must have given quite some people headaches, big guy. The boulder's surface is scarred all over, carved, burned, pummeled, anything imaginable to get back at it. but I've grown some. He touches the scars, lightly pressing his forehead against a hard boulder and stepping back. Then he kneels, bowing his head, letting his forehead sink deep into the damp soil, paying due reverence. He hears the soil loosen, and the boulder rises from its haughty throne, shifting aside.
Ha! Thank you, my proud friend.
The boulder moved. Under the boulder's throne, a verdant plant is bent over. Shamane gently picks it. The rock admires the asceticism of the respectful one. Oh, he's maturing. Shamane, character development. Let's not get killed here. A familiar place. The thorn has expanded further, encompassing dozens of towering trees. Spikes entwine the roots, nests on branches sealed off, feathers hooked on the spikes.
Remember what happened when we first met? You nearly blinded one of my eyes.
Oh, he's revisiting the trials. Below, a gray rabbit is hooked by its skin, blood staining its fur. It's exhausted, no longer struggling. What a shame. I know how to deal with you now. I need to borrow something from you. He cuts its palm, blood dripping down, seeping into the soil. He lowers his head, deep syllables spilling from his throat. The thorns sip the blood, slowly retreating like a snake back to its nest. The spikes pull out of the rabbit, which quickly escapes. A clear path appears ahead.
Let me see.
Thank you so much. Let me see. A flower crown. Can this be called such a thing? Brushing aside dead leaves, he scans the exposed patches of earth. Crack.
Huh?
Lifting his foot, a withered ring of thorns, hardly worthy of being called a crown, reveals itself. Oh, well, didn't say it had to be intact, right? All right. Eight. Shamane followed the bizarre old man for 8 harsh winters. But something changed in the 3rd year after they met. It was a stormy, snowy night, and he held the wolf pup. He thought he had shed all his tears, but the heart-wrenching pain was merely swallowed and kept silent. The fear of death is nothing more than a shield over a pair of eyes. Until in the cold winds, drenched in blood, trembling, he held the sole survivor, and discovered fear and pain once more. He dwelled with them again day and night, only this time he would no longer flee in defeat. Man, dramatic, sad music. I think that's about everything. Then the taciturn shaman began teaching him all about nature. He hadn't found life's meaning, but he no longer searched for one. As long as I keep going, keep moving forward. The nightmares halted before his bed. Good. Shamane stands at the forest entrance. He has one last item left. I feel like we've been in this forest before. Fine rain scrapes his face, the forest drizzling, and he quickens his step. To be continued. Alright, let's keep moving here. Stage 6, Friendship with a Fluffball. It's far on the other side of the mountain, requiring him to first cross this dark, dense forest. The rain intensifies, mud underfoot, his steps arduous. This is an insignificant part of the penance, compared to the unfathomable human heart nature's harmonious. You might have sent your blessing.
You might have sent your blessing to the wrong place.
He wipes away the rain, blurring his vision, panting loudly to avoid sucking water up his nose. The way ahead is still unclear, but at least this time he knows where to go. Okay. Explore the forest unscathed. Thorn grass. That's troublesome. Hopefully it left me another path. The grass, taller than his waist, forms a dense barrier. Softened by the raindrops, it's bent at the waist. Once touched, the blades stiffen, their interwoven and razor-sharp edges able to cut skin. Faint sounds come from the thickets.
Hey, little fella. What are you doing here?
The rain has soaked the lamb's fur, head down, chewing on the thorn grass roots. Their tongue secretions can make the grass lower its defenses. Where are your friends? It lifts its head, bleeding, revealing a head missing an ear.
Huh?
You are... Oh, the lamb from before, probably. The ram collapses on the ground, panting and struggling, the wolf's sharp teeth deeply embedded in its flesh like a barbed hook. Don't go over. Shamane releases the dagger in his hand, swallowing his voice, obediently backing into the bushes. The elderly ram was isolated, which usually meant a gruesome end. But it's your sheep, isn't it? No life should belong to me. A sound rustles in the bushes. Crackle. But instead of a foot, a small lamb peeks out.
Huh?
The lamb lifts its short horns, rushing at the wolf pack without hesitation and toppling over. The pack retreats half a step and surges forth again, gnawing the lamb's head, tearing its tender fur. The bushes begin rustling once again, and the flock charges out, rushing at the wolves. Seeing you really makes me happy, friend. He kisses its soft forehead. His whistle pierces through the torrential rain, like an arrow shooting into the distant forest. After a brief silence, a group of tars rushes over one after another. They squeeze Shamane back, diligently chewing away the thorn grass. Soon the barrier is cleared away. Yes, that's right. Something is crying for help in the distance. It sounds familiar. Oh, it's this thing. Ah. We're trying to go unscathed here. In the gully, the river rises high. It's a carbuncle. It has no way out. The rapid water surging beneath it.
Stay there. Just don't move.
Shamane wades into the rapids and carries the fur ball off the rock. Safe on land, it stares wide-eyed. So I'm just going to give a thumbs up.
Huh?
Drenched, the furball scurries left and right, trying to explain. Realizing its futility, it pitifully stops and stands in place. Come on, follow me. Shamane places it atop his head. The furball sways about, finding its balance, sitting steadily. The carbuncle's following you. Why do I get the feeling that was a bad idea? Oh. Okay, worked out. Alrighty then, now we're on the same side. Since we're now allies, care to lend me a hand? Carbuncle has joined your side and is happy to do your bidding. Okay. Carbuncles are agile and easily move among the thorns. Being small also means not having the strength to move the rocks, but it can easily crush twigs and branches. Carbuncles cannot fight other critters. Consider your moves carefully. Shamane must personally reach the goal to complete the training. Interesting. So I can move along the thorns, right? Yeah. Oh, and he can break the twigs too. Oh, okay. Oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, Shamane needs to be the one to do it. Okay. There we go. Okay, we got the flintstone. I wonder what that is. A cave appears ahead, pitch black and unfathomable. Still, it's dry and keeps out the chilling wind. Oh, nature's gift. Shamane leans in, wringing out his clothes. He takes out a piece of flint and looks around, but the dry twigs on the ground are too brittle and wet. There's nothing that would easily ignite. Well, not nothing. He grabs the fur ball off his head, squeezing it in his hand, fluffy, warm, and ignitable. The fur ball senses the danger. Hey, this is a good deal. It will be good for both of us to warm up. The carbuncle clearly doesn't understand the negotiation, but it does feel the chill of the cave. The furball curses, turning around to reveal its long back fur. See, you're so considerate. Ah, okay. He reaches out, quickly and decisively pulls out a tuft. Thanks to its help, Shamane gets a fire going. Soon the flames are blazing fiercely, radiating warmth. See, Shamane works together with carbuncles. That's what we should do too. The flames light the cave. A hulking figure staggers over, following the light. The furball scurries behind Shamane's rear. This is... Shamane stands, peering into the darkness. The hulking figure struggles to stand and crashes to the ground. What could it be? Shamane gently approaches, supporting the body and touching the wound on its neck, its breath weak and exhausted.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. The giant moose knows death is coming, like a slow, gentle nightfall, and this cave is its chosen resting place. He gently holds up its head, easing its pain as much as possible. He looks into its dimming eyes, feeling his palms gradually soaked in blood. The stench of blood spreads, attracting wolves outside the cave. Caught off guard, the alpha pounces, knocking Shamane to the ground. The rest of the pack follows, pouncing together. Excitedly, they lick his face and warm palms.
Enough. Now that's enough, my friends. Sit.
I have something I still need to do. He kneels by the moose.
A feast has been given to us. May it walk with you, Mother Nature.
Footprints trace the cliff's edge, startling the birds into flight, becoming food and nurturing new life. Destruction precedes creation, death nurtures birth. The wolves feast merrily, surrounding him like children, keeping him warm with their thick fur. Right then and there, Shamane's stomach starts howling. The furball glances up at him, staggering over with meat on its mouth. The flames flicker as the wolf snores, rise and fall. Outside the cave, the rain still falls. Wow. As dawn approaches, the torrential rain eases and mist shrouds the forest. He leaves the cave early, heading towards the forest's edge. Before long, the path ends and he is met by towering cliffs. He looks down, another forest flourishing below, where the last herbs grow.
All right. Wish me luck.
Wish me luck. What's he going to do? He climbs down the imposing cliffs tremulously. A shadow blocks the sunlight.
Hey! Hey! Don't!
Don't come down. The furry creature leaps over, smacking him in the face. I must save. The stones on the cliff can't bear their weight, falling alongside his shouts. To be continued. Ooh, okay. Alright, great. So I think we probably have 2 stages left. I'm just going to grab a quick bite to eat and then we'll continue with stage 7 at the end of the forest. I think so far the story has been pretty, I don't know, it made me kind of sad, but hopefully it will be upbeat and Shamane will have a good life. I think he deserves it. He's going through a lot, so we'll see. At the end of the forest, hopefully something good happens. Shamane opens his eyes, only to find the furball staring at him with its round eyes. You rascal, I only plucked some of your fur. You didn't have to go this far. It grabs the herbs in its mouth, bouncing away.
Hey!
But before he finishes speaking, the furry thing blends into the bushes. He gets up helplessly, bearing the pain, following it into the misty forest. Okay. Visit 3 stone tablets. Okay. Let's explore a little bit. Oh, this is where we need our friend. There we go. All living beings, souls bound, from beasts to birds, from flowing waters to unyielding stone. Stones all share equal essence. Kill and trample not, hold respect within. He leans down, the carved lines on the stelly ancient and two.
These strokes.
Sorry, it's cold, I'm drinking tea. Oh, okay. He smells the mist, frowning.
It smells like mushrooms.
Danger lurks within, an instinct honed over months and years. Life is ceaseless as the endless streams. Those against nature shall suffer. Where's the third stone? Oh, it's probably on the next stage. Yeah. I wonder where the stone... Okay. Oh, it's probably... yeah, it's there. Okay. So what I'm wondering is how we get through. So I push this. So oh, yeah. There we go. This place was nothing like this before. Something feels wrong. What is this strange place? Death and life, movement and stillness all are one. Thoughts and feelings are but ephemeral shells. This is such an obvious warning.
Oh.
Let's go. What else can we do but enter and look? A swamp.
Oh.
I say, your friends don't seem as chatty as you. This smell is quite rancid. Hey, I brought your friend back.
Huh?
Oh.
Hey! Oh, watch out!
Wow. This is...
Huh?
Wow. Okay, yeah, I figured there was some sort of creature down there. To be continued. Ooh, boss time. Okay.
The hunt begins!
Brave decision.
At your command.
Everyone has their own destination. Hold on to that.
Ooh, carbuncle on our side.
Oh! Oh! Good for you.
Brave decision.
At your command.
Now dance. Hold on to that.
Oh! Good for you. I've gone careless.
I wonder if this is enough.
A brave decision.
At your command. Hoo! Ha-ha! Hoo-hoo!
Okay.
Brave decision.
All right. Deep breath in. Ah! Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone.
Good damage.
I'm not careless. Oh. All right. Deep breath in.
Brave decision.
Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone. Hoo! Ha-ha! Hoo-hoo!
That looks like a zombie plant.
I'm not. At your command.
All right.
Deep breath in. Ah! Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone. This is not bad for a stretch. Ha!
Oh man. Man, Shamane just can't catch a break. What's going on? Every time I think that things cannot get worse, it does get worse. Okay, so now the final stage, dimming embers. Let me just double check something. Okay. Just trying to get all the rewards in one take if I can. On to the final stage, dimming embers. I haven't been back for a long time. Who is he talking to? The tree? You sacrifice an arm, I'll pray for you. Good luck. it's his father.
Father.
I'm gonna try not to get emotional because I lost my dad last year.
I'm sorry.
I think the toughest thing for a son is for the father to pass away and for the son to feel he hasn't met his father's expectations. I think in my case...
I think I got the stubbornness from you, Father.
I think in my case, even though I didn't exactly follow in my dad's footsteps, but I created my own path and my dad did accept it. Yeah, and my dad supported me along the way. Like, when I basically told my dad that I wasn't going to pursue engineering, I wanted to go medical, he did eventually support me. Support me in the sense that he accompanied me when I flew to Puerto Rico the first time. Oh, that's not good. You want to go unscathed, right? I don't understand. I can't see a faster way to do this. Man, this whole story is dark. Gosh.
Mama.
I don't know what I'd do if I lost my mom quickly. Losing one parent's already tough enough. I would imagine losing both parents would be a little bit easier if you have a loved one, like a wife. But in Shamane's case,
You've
he's
grown taller, Pusha.
he's on his own right now, and his sister is not with him. Man, I was not expecting a heavy story like this. It's not over either. Okay, well, this makes sense to me. Oh, it's a sister again.
He said sorry. Where are you going?
You deserve your freedom, my sister. That's something my sister and I discussed when we were younger, getting our freedom too. Freedom to make our own decisions. I wonder what Pusha means in India. I guess it's like a nickname for a son. And I don't know what a Sharma is.
You owe it gratitude for its protection.
are you talking about?
Oh, it's the carbuncle. Or what's left of the carbuncle. It's from more punk. That's right. Shamane's banner was first in the CN version. Wow. Okay, so that was the character story. You know, I gotta say that it was a very good story, but it was a very heavy story. Like, man, stories like this where someone like Shamane goes through all his hardships and then loses his family, that's some really heavy stuff. Like, it's definitely the most memorable story, but I don't think it's a story I could rewatch, to be honest. Especially, you know, for this past year with me losing my dad, I think that this is something that I would have a hard time getting through. I think my internet is going out, so I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy content like this, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.